I'm Jon Thelen. Today on Fish Head, we're out chasing some midwinter crappies, but it's a little different deal here. What's different about it is we just got our first big snowfall a little bit late this year, and now all of a sudden the lights kind of went out down there. It got dark. These fish don't see the same. Everything changes. A lot of times that bite will just go crazy at this first couple days where you get that light changing. Hopefully we can make that happen today and show you exactly how to pinpoint the right spots and catch these fish. Stay right where you're at. Fish Head's coming up. There he is. That was quick. Look at that. Got that drag still turned down. Haven't even been able to get everything adjusted. Just dropped down on these fish. Just got everything set up, dropped down, and I'll tell you what, this feels like a great way to start if it's a crop. Sure it is. Look at that. That's what we're chasing today, right there. I got myself tangled up to start, but look at that fish. What an awesome way to start a day right there. I'll tell you. You can tell by the light. I mean, it's low light. We just got out here and got set up. Sun's just coming up, and man, I'll tell you what, this is what we're chasing today. We're chasing crappies on the first snowfall. And what I mean by that is it's been a whole different world until just a couple days ago. There was no snow on the ice. A couple days ago, everything was super clear. And there was no snow on the ice. We're gonna put some water in this bucket to keep these fish from freezing today. But there was no snow on the ice. So these fish, they were acting very, very differently because of that clear water and all the light conditions down there. But when you get in this scenario now, where all of a sudden the lights kind of go out down there, let me tell you something. Fishing can change. It can change for the worse, and it can change for the better. The key is just getting in the right spots, finding these fish and knowing that they're going to become a little bit more pinpointed now. And here's why. A little harder to feed on sight. They can't see quite as well. So now they're going to pack up a little bit more. They're going to get a little bit tighter on certain structures. And if you can find that, like it looks like we might have this morning, I drilled a few holes and just checked some spots and I saw these fish. I just had to believe they were going to go. I mean, there's just too many of them here. But they're piled up together. A couple days ago when the water was a lot brighter down there, when everything was brighter, there was more light. These fish were roaming much more and they weren't packed up quite so tight, but now there's just a pile of them. There he is right there. Got him. Feels like a brother. Feels like a brother to that first one, and that's perfect because you know what? Anytime you can get yourself on, oh no, oh yeah it is. Look at that. I was thinking, I saw him coming up and I thought, ah, geez, it's a perch. Just another good eater-sized crop. But man, look at that. I mean, this is fast. We're moving fast right now, and I'm gonna have to fish fast because you don't want these fish to have any opportunity to move on you. And one of the things about crappies is if they don't have something going on down there, to keep their attention, to keep them right here, keep them zeroed in on what's going on, they'll lose patience on you. I mean, I kind of relate it sometimes to, you know, my son when he was 10 years old. You know, I mean, if a squirrel ran across the road, he was going to chase it. And you know, crappies will kind of do the same type of thing. They'll lose their patience on you if you don't get back down to them real quick. So what I'm going to do today is well, I got this school here, and while they're packed up here, and here comes another one right now. I mean, while they're packed up here, we're going to fish fast. Because you know what? Fishing fast is the whole key to catching them. I mean, you see right there, man, I didn't even have my bail flipped over right, and this fish come up and hit it right after I dropped down. But what we're going to do is fish just like I'm fishing right now. We are going to fish fast. Look at that one. That one's bigger than both of the first ones. Look at that. This is just a school of great crappies. Most important thing I'm doing today, though, I'm fishing a tungsten jig. I'm fishing a Lindy tungsten bug. And what this bug is, this is a really cool jig because it hangs horizontally. And I think one of the most important parts about fishing panfish is understanding that some days they'll like vertical, other days they'll like horizontal. This bug is hanging horizontal. It's got a couple little buggy eyes sticking out, and I pack a couple Eurolarvas, pack a couple waxworms on there, whatever it may be, and you're covered. Comes in a couple different sizes. It comes in a 12 and a 14 size. But let me tell you, it is a doggone good action down there. You know, there's a lot of tungsten jigs on the market, but that doesn't mean they all have the same action. What's special about the action on this bug and on the Lindy tungsten toad is what we did is we put an offset hook in there. It's about a 10-degree offset. And what that does is it makes it, boy, there's tons of fish down here. It makes it so that when you're jigging that bait, it's got a rocking motion to it. And that's moving that bait just that little bit. You'll notice today, I'm barely moving my bait. I'm barely moving it, but down there, it's actually rocking. And if I can have the thing rocking back and forth, that's tantalizing to crappies, bluegills, perch. I mean, it's a deadly jig. It's one of those jigs that it's just become a standby, a go-to for me day in and day out, this tungsten bug and the tungsten toad. You know what, when I was saying that you gotta fish fast, I guess that's the biggest thing there is you gotta fish fast because you don't want these fish to move. And fishing that tungsten allows you to get back down there quick. You can catch that fish, you can get baited back up, got him. You can get baited back up, you can get back down there. These fish don't have time to go anywhere. I mean, they're just, they see it coming right back down to them. This one feels like a really good one. I'm gonna pull that transducer unless we got a perch. You know, sometimes, oh no, look at this one. Wow, holy smokes. That is just awesome. Man, this is just public water. This is central Minnesota public water, just fishing this first snowpack. And I'll tell you, it is just, I mean, it's on fire. I haven't even had to put a second. I haven't even rebaited that bug. I mean, I'm just catching fish over and over and over on that thing. Look at that, what an awesome crop. Let's talk a little bit about the location we're fishing. I'm gonna get right back down there. We're just gonna keep moving here. So we're gonna fill that pail in a heartbeat here. All I'm fishing here right now is a break line in kind of that mid-range depth. One thing I'll tell you is that later in the year, these fish are gonna keep sliding deeper, deeper, deeper. And a lot of times people think, oh, crappies start really shallow, but for the most part, I think they start in mid-range a little bit more so than starting shallow. And mid-range, I'm in 23, 24 feet. But here's the key. As soon as you get this scenario where all of a sudden the lights go out down there, all of a sudden there's no light down there because of that snowpack, pick those little spots on those break lines where there's a turn, a tip, somewhere for them to congregate. Because if they can congregate, I'll tell you what, you're going to get on a gold mine because they'll sit right there. Oh, and I'm going through that jig box in the morning and looking at, you know, what exactly do I want to put down there? You know, I think we all have some favorite colors. We all have some favorite sizes. One thing I'll tell you though is when I'm fishing tungsten for crappie, I'm usually going a little bit bigger hook size. You know, in the tungsten bug, you can get that jig in a size 12 or a size 14. And one of the reasons that I always go with the 12, which is the bigger size, when I'm crappie fishing, is you get a little bit wider gap hook and a little more stout hook. A lot of times, that'll make a big difference. Now, if I'm bluegill fishing, I might go with that 14, you know, something even smaller, one waxworm. But if I'm going to pack the waxworms on there and I'm going to fish for crappies like we're catching today, you know, from the average size to the big side, ultimately, I really do like to use that little bit bigger hook. It's just got that little bit wider gap, which is going to get inside that front bone of his jaw. And that can make a big, huge difference in your hookups. Bunch of fish. There he is, got him. That feels like a crop. Man, what an awesome morning of fishing. I mean, this has happened fast. And that is so cool when you come out here, catch fish as fast as we have this morning, fill a pail, great eater size crappies. A couple bigger crappies. Throw a perch in the pail with them. Holy smokes, you know, what a ball. But you can see what I'm talking about here. See how that bait's hooked inside of that front lip? That right there is a really big deal, and that's why I use that little bit bigger hook. Pretty simple deal this time of the year when you get that first snowpack. You know, look for these tighter little spots, those little inside turns. Look for those mid-range depths like we're fishing today. You know, set yourself up in that 20 to 25 feet of water. Check that stuff because I'll tell you what, it's just magnets at this time of the year right outside of those weeds that are finally dying off. And then I'll tell you, just put a bait down there. You can work fast. You know, work with these fish. Work on them in a hurry, because when they're biting, and you can get after them pretty good. Pretty good. Use tungsten too. I'll tell you why. You got that tight line. You can move fast, and man, I'll tell you what, it's just fun fishing. Grab yourself a handful of tungsten bugs, tungsten toads. Get out and do this. It's pretty easy. This is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the easiest times of the year to pinpoint where these panfish are sitting, is right when you got that, you know, kind of that first ice, that early winter, and then on top of that, you put that first snow down. Holy smokes, it can be just an awesome day of fishing, and you've seen it right there. There's another one coming up right now. Look at that. Oh, I missed him.